second edition live streaming Fooventures. Today we're here at the Cougar exhibit. My name is Miss Seashell.
And I'm Mr. Reed. It's a mystery.
Mystery. We're getting better at this, and your questions have been fantastic. So start getting your questions ready.
We are super sad that you guys can't be here with us, but Oatland is currently closed to the public, so no way you can get onto property, but we're bringing you onto property digitally with us so you can enjoy Oatland through kind of our eyes as we look for caring opportunities for our animals and enrichment opportunities. What you see behind us, you might see those pictures behind us.
And don't worry about us, we're 6 feet safe. All right. So we have a little enrichment plan for our Cougar, Shanti, and he'll be coming in any second now. Eric, tell us about what's on the windows.
So Shanti is really your typical cat. Very curious, much like a house cat. And because of this, he likes kind of the things that you would think of as cat treats. So maybe you might think of your cat really liking cheese. And so we got some cream cheese, some dairy-based product up here. This is a very special treat for him. He doesn't get it often. So I've used it as kind of a chalk marker and done some pictures up on the glass for him. And we hope he gets to come out and visit us today and see how he likes this special treat. Because Shanti is a cat too, he may be a little standoffish. We do hope that he comes up and visits us, and this is a little of an incentive for him to come a little bit closer. But we might have to wait a little bit for that. He's kind of exploring his exhibit before he comes up and looks at us. So check the background. You might see him sneaking by in just a little bit.
So this is Shanti, and he is a Western Cougar. Shanti was born in July of 2012. So as you can see, he is not afraid of people. He has been imprinted on human beings. So he acts a lot like a house cat, but a big, dangerous house cat.
Yeah, Shanti is very much a house cat in his mannerisms as well. He's curious, like we said before, but he is also going to be a pretty lazy cat. He's going to lay around all day long if he can and wait until he gets a nice bit of food. He's also going to, seek things out that are fun to play with in his exhibit. So if a little lizard runs through, that gets him excited. Even though it's a little tiny prey item, that prey response really kicks on. So with a lot of our school groups that come through, we play a safe game of hide and seek with Shanti by doing some hiding and seeking that allows Shanti to get a little bit excited, see those kids that look pretty small and maybe like a little bit of a prey item walking along the front, and you might stalk them like a cat would do in your house, do that little butt wiggle like you see cats do as well, and then pounce up to the glass. So we encourage you when we open back up to come down, spend a little bit of time with him, spend a little bit of time kind of figuring out what he likes. He might like you laying on your back and wiggling your legs in the air. He might like you crawling in front of him very slowly or laying down and pretending to be asleep right in front of the glass. Really cool cat.
Just wanted to say thank you guys for hanging in with us while we work out the kinks with our camera. Every day we go to a different site, and so we have different elements to deal with. So appreciate you hanging in there. We'll get it together, keep it nice and smooth for you as we move along and learn about this animal, this amazing, charismatic megafauna. Megafauna, big animal. That's what that means.
Michelle, tell me about his tongue. What's he doing?
Okay, so Shanti is using his barbs on his tongue. There's a name, spicules or stipules or something on his tongue. You've probably seen it. Looks like Velcro. Maybe you felt your cat lick your hand. A little bit abrasive. But he's using his tongue. He's giving us job security, because now we're going to have to come in and clean these windows after he's done licking and smearing the cream cheese all over the windows. Someone asked, what is he eating on the windows? Cream cheese. Cats love dairy products. You got to remember that.
So love fat.
It's an animal. It's an animal product, right? So anything dairy-based is a wonderful treat, but like all of us, it's not the best.
In moderation.
Hi, Marcia.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, hi from Illinois.
Illinois.
Yeah, people reporting in from Illinois. Let's see who's the farthest away. Illinois, so far you're the winner. Let's see who else is out there listening or watching us live. All right. So Shanti came here from a center in South Carolina at 5 months old. He was a kitten and he had spots. So when they're born, they're spotted and they have white spots on the back of the ears. And they look a lot like a bobcat. It's kind of hard to tell, except one feature. Can you guess what it is? What feature is different from a bobcat and a cougar, mountain lion, panther, panther, screamer? Come on. Eric, why am I saying all these crazy names?
They're hold the record for the animal with the most common name. They have a huge geographic range, and because they have this massive geographic range, they have a ton of different common names.
Yeah, and
up to 200.
so if you guess what the feature is?
No one guess?
Can't really see it.
No?
It's
Tail.
his tail. Yes. So cougars have like long tail. Bobcats get their name because they have a short tail. So we've been asked questions about what is his favorite food.
So Shanti likes basically meat, and so he gets a lot of meat. He also gets some other carnivore treats in the form of eggs. So he really likes eggs. We would think maybe his favorite though is frozen chips, and he uses his tongue to actually lick into these frozen ice blocks that we have chicks inside of, and he'll lick and lick and lick just to get to those chicks. So eggs, chicks, things with a lot of fat, meat of course, because he is a carnivore.
Hi, Carrie. We miss you too.
So Shanti, I think someone asked about weight. Shanti weighs
Kimberly asked.
Kimberly?
Yeah.
Kimberly asked about weight. He weighs in the region of 175 to 190 pounds. So close to, a smaller human in weight. He's very dense, and then he does have a little bit of a belly on him. And that belly has to do with when he was fixed at a young age, because that allows the person that was training them to train them and keep them in that kitten stage for a little bit longer. This is not a natural thing, and it's typically not a thing that zoos would do, but because he was being used as an animal for a training program that was going to do movies and shows, they wanted to keep him in that training stage for as long as possible.
Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Doug. Everybody out there. So Cindy wants to know, how fast does a cougar go?
Oh. Cougars like top speed.
Just give us something.
So cougars are really good sprinters. They're ambush hunters. So maybe a top speed of 30 miles an hour. I'm guessing that off the top of my head. I've seen them before jumping really long distances. That's what they're known for. Cougars can jump flat-footed straight up in the air about 15 feet off the ground, and they can jump out at a run 18 to 20 feet, maybe even longer.
Okay, so first of all, his age. So
where you going?
Never asked that. We talked about it. We gave a little mental math at home to figure out. So he was born in July of 2012. It's 2020. So this year he'll be in July 8 years old. He's a 7-year-old cat. We'll have a big party in July. Gotta come back for that. And Lucy wants to know, is this Lucy? Hi, Lucy. What is his favorite activity? Stalking children.
Yeah, he loves guests, actually.
Yeah.
Gives him some enrichment, lets him interact with the public if he wants to. If he doesn't want to, he has areas where he can lay down and nap, kind of chill out in the corners where he's in the shade. For that matter, I think his favorite probably activity might be sleeping. Cats in the wild are the same as your cats at home. If you can't find them, they're probably tucked in somewhere sleeping. So staying away from the limelight, so to speak.
Yes. And does he like catnip?
Maybe, yeah.
Probably.
He loves like any scent, right?
Yeah, they're like scent. Okay, Crawford is really worried about us. He wants to know, can he break the glass?
Oh, yeah. So this is not actual glass. This is a plexiglass, so it's made out of plastic, so not like a shattering kind of thing. Even all of the activity that we've ever seen Shanti do, he doesn't even really scratch at it, so we're not worried about him trying to get after us. We're perfectly safe here. We wouldn't put anything like this up if it wasn't safe for our guests as well.
Okay, I've got awesome questions, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us today, live streaming here at the Cougar. Jennifer, do you think he's lonely? Are you going to get him a friend? So he's a male. He's a male cougar, mountain lion, or you want to call it panther, painter. And so they're solitary. And if you bring another animal into the situation, especially a male, that is not a good situation, usually because they want their own home range, their own territory, and a male is a competition for food. So we used to have, those of you that can remember, Comanche and Shanti started off really well together, worked out for a while, and sometimes it works out, like your house cat. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And so eventually Shanti and Comanche, differences in age, a kitten and an old cat, they started to not get along so well. So it was unfortunate because here we had 2 cats and we had to take turns of who got to go out. So he's better off by himself right now. And let's see, I had another question about.
Yeah, so Paige asked about climbing trees. And they're actually really, really good climbers. They're good climbers for a lot of reasons. It's a nice height aspect. If you're hunting, you can see a lot of things. You can also blend in, let things pass below you like other cougars. A young cougar might be more of a tree climber than an older cougar. They also like to perch on ledges and cliff edges and things like that and ambush things below them as well. So they are not afraid of heights by any means, and they do climb trees with their amazing retractable claw. I think Miss Michelle had a claw that we can show you. So their claws are just like a cat claw, and it's big and it's curved, and this big cat claw can kind of hook into that bark and allow them to climb up trees really, really, really easily. So really, really sharp and good for grasping on things.
All right. Colt was asking us how long is his tail. So I would say it's a third of his body.
More
than a third of his body?
I would say half.
Half of his body length? I don't know. I don't have to measure it. Does anybody know measurements?
Yeah, I have no measurement. Yeah, we can look it up.
But they do have a very long tail. And can you write in why they have a long tail? Anybody? Maybe we want to guess? Venture out there? Let's see. Okay, if we get that answer, we'll give you the correct answer.
Shanti, Lucy asked about vocalizing with the keepers. Yeah, so Shanti is a pretty vocal cat. Just like your house cat makes all these different chirps and meows, Shanti will do the same thing. So he is very, very smart and intelligent, and he recognizes different keepers, and he treats them in different ways. So he'll give them little chirps, give them little meows. He likes to say that really loud meow at the end. It's kind of his greeting call, and then he has other vocalizations as well. They have the name Screamer because they do scream in the night. That's a vocalization they use to control territory. And I haven't personally heard him do this, but I know groundskeeper Paul, who's here at night. So if you try to sneak on the property, don't even think about it because Paul will find you. And Paul has heard that many times.
Yeah. All right, so we're getting really good questions. Hi, Molly. Molly wants to know, does he have a favorite place to sleep? Nap? What was that question? Oh, favorite place to nap. Yeah, he probably took off to the corner. Yep, that's where he is. He's in the corner, cleaning his feet, cleaning his little paws. That's a good place. Anywhere it's shady, anywhere where it's calm and quiet, and he can sit there and have a beautiful vista of the marsh. Who wouldn't want that?
Yeah.
Sometimes raccoons.
I would say that Jamie asked how long he sleeps. I'd say like 20 hours a day is not uncommon. He's sleeping a lot of the time. And he's active and napping, and active and napping and active and napping. So it depends on if there's people here and he's getting visitors. He's gonna perk his ears up about visitors who might come visit you. But if there's no visitors here, he's probably listening.
All right, we got an answer for our tail question. I'm not sure who said it. A lot of people are typing in that they use their tail for balance.
Yeah.
Bravo, good job. Yes, tree climbers.
Yeah. Cats also, and you might have known this or seen this with your cat, have a thing that called a belly pad, and they have belly balance too. So when you think about a pendulum and how it swings, their belly fat acts in that way. So it's padding for attacks from other cats, and that might even happen in the wild. If you're a male cat, male cougar, you might get attacked by another male, and they use those fat claws to kick. Well, the belly fat is padding for that, but also allows them to turn. It's like this pendulum, this weight. And so when they turn, it swings out and allows them to kind of balance and turn with their tail, maintaining that as well.
Hi from Greg Swanson.
Yeah.
Hi, Greg.
Hi.
That's Dad.
Pops. Yeah, that's my dad.
And Stephanie, she wants to know, do the keepers get to play with him? Only through a fence.
Yeah, so in the state of Georgia, we're protected by state law. We always have to have a fence or a wall in between us when we interact with the cougar. In the rare case that he would need to be anesthetized for surgery or for a wellness check, he always has to be under sedation to go through that process. So that's something that we avoid as much as possible because we don't like to do that to him unless necessary.
So Julia asked a good question. Is his food alive or dead? When we give it to him, it's dead. When he finds something, sometimes it's alive. You know, he's got his wild instincts. A squirrel comes in, a bird falls in or hits the window and it's still alive. See him eat it, he'll eat it.
Yeah.
He's a cat. All right. How many pounds does he eat? From Jennifer and Melissa.
It's a tube. What's the weight on a tube, Devin? An individual tube, what's the weight on a tube?
500.
5 pounds?
Something like that.
Yeah, so we weigh everything in grams, so we're trying to transfer it to pounds, but he eats a tube of raw lean meat with added things in it to kind of boost his immune system as well. And that weighs around 5 pounds, and he'll eat that once a day.
And it's $5, about $5 a day per tube.
Yeah.
Oh, Mandy wants to know.
Yeah, he gets his motor running. He definitely purrs for sure. Yeah, and especially purrs when he is coming out for the first time in his exhibit, and he walks the perimeter of the fence. So he's very, very interested in checking out his exhibit, making sure everything's where it should be, making sure the keepers haven't stashed a toy or some treat somewhere. So he goes and he checks his exhibit, and he's purring that whole entire time when he first comes out.
I lost the last question about that. What
Happy to see Roxy.
Oh, Roxy. Roxy wants to know, is he happy to see the keepers? Absolutely. And whenever we have incidences like closing and we're not open for a while, any human being that walks by, he screams and hollers and says, hello, meow, meow, meow. Gets really lonely. So today he's getting his fill of people, but the keepers come and visit him every day, and he's super happy to see them. Alicia wants to know.
Yeah, Alicia asked, where does he go for hurricanes? It depends on the hurricane is a good answer for that. He has this holding area that's at his exhibit. He sometimes is moved on site to another location that is secure, so he goes to that area as well sometimes. And then if need be, he's evacuated to Zoo Atlanta. And Zoo Atlanta has been an amazing partner for us, and they've allowed us to evacuate him there 2 times now. And he's gone there and spent his kind of his hurricane having a vacation and getting really great care from the staff there at Zoo Atlanta.
Yeah. Eric, do you want to work your magic and try to get him to come over?
We'll see. Yeah.
Eric has a way with cats. I don't know if you know that about him, but he's kind of like a cat whisperer.
Oh, he's getting a drink. He might come back.
He's taking a drink of water. Stay tuned while Eric tries to encourage the cat to come over. Questions coming in are excellent questions. Thank you so much for joining us today for our second live streaming Fooventures. We're in the Cougar today. Shanti, our 8-year-old mountain lion, Puma. Okay, does he grow a winter coat? Yes, he does. His fur will get thicker, and he'll blow out some hair, but we'll see that happen for sure. Reese wants to know, how long do they live? So a cougar, it's kind of like a house cat in captivity. They can live up to 19, 20 years. In the wild, not always so much. So a little bit less than that. But obviously, a captive cougar has all kinds of, Eric's acting like a cat. We need to really get the camera on him.
No.
Okay, we'll post it. We'll post it later behind the scenes. Okay, Eric acting like a cougar. So veterinary medicine really helps, and that he gets regular care and regular food. Right? These are great questions, you guys. Because we're hanging out with our cougar Shanti. He is sitting out in right behind me. Another favorite place to hang out, Molly, is that little shelf table that we built for them right there. You've seen it before. I'm certain of it. All right. So Eric's playing dead prey or dead cockroach right now. So we get the cat to come over. So mountain lions used to be in the state of Georgia in the 1800s, and now they are extirpated. Word of the day, extirpated. So extirpated means that they're not in this region anymore. A subspecies of the eastern cougar, which is Puma concolor, is Puma concolor carrii, and that is the Florida panther. And there is still a small population of Florida panthers, but you probably know the fate is pretty dim. There's about 120, 150 Florida panthers in the wild right now. Just since January, 10 have been killed, 9 by cars. So I wish we could just get people to drive slower. Under 55 would be better. Ian wants to know, what colors can they be? So the name Puma con color means the cat with no color. And so he's usually tan or the color that you see right there. When they're young, they're a little bit more spotted and speckled, and they have a little bit more coloration for camouflage, obviously. Oh, and I remember someone asked about being a top predator. I think maybe Dan asked that question about, since now the humans are here. So yes, so the cougar is a top predator, except when they're kittens. And that's the trouble. So that's why they start off being super camouflaged, and they grow and they lose their color. And they become the big top predator, and they don't need to change their color.
Yeah, and I'd say out west that you have a cougar that's a little more darker and slaty gray, and that may have to do with camouflage as well, where there's less tree cover, you have more rocks. You're going to be hiding those rocks. You need to blend it a little bit better.
And Tracy wants to know, are they an endangered species? So we're just talking about the Florida panther, the subspecies of the eastern cougar. They are the most endangered species in North America. However, the western cougar is a species of least concern, so they think their populations are doing well. Anywhere where they have contiguous wild areas, wilderness, mountainous regions where they can get away from people, they really don't like people. And that's probably the problem in Florida, you can imagine. Diana wants to know, how big can they grow?
Yeah, so males can do about 250, maybe a little bit larger, but a female's going to be, quite a bit smaller. So males do get larger in the canid world, or the felid world, sorry. And we're going to think about them as being kind of controlling an area. And so that male, if he's big and strong, he's going to control that really big area and then let females in to breed, produce young. But that area might be 125, 150 square miles. So huge, huge territory. So like Michelle said, it's really important for them to have big, wide open spaces so that they can maintain their population.
One individual, this is from the Florida DNR, one individual needs about 50 square miles and up to 450 square miles. So females use less, males use way more area. And then somebody asked a question about what state has the most cougars in it. So we can tell you probably what state has the most cougar attacks. Cougars. But the western cougar is all over the Sierra Nevadas, the Rocky Mountains, anywhere in any of those states that have those mountains running through them. That is a good Google question. Homework. Stay home assignment.
Yeah,
Okay.
makes sense.
Asher, 7 years old. Hey, Asher. Does he get scared during storms?
Yeah, I mean, I think any animal is aware of its surroundings, and he's definitely aware of storms. The fear is more, do I have a safe place to be in? For Shanti, he knows that safe place is his holding area. He has a covered area there, and he can go and kind of stay warm and dry. So he's perfectly fine during storms, but he may feel some fear about the sound or the winds that approach during storms.
Alicia's question.
So
Is Shanti still
he's
growing?
He's growing out. Yeah, he's not growing up, right? So he's growing in that he will put on a little bit of weight as he ages, and he is growing in that he is maybe a little bit on the chubby side, but he's definitely not growing in that his bones aren't growing bigger, his musculature isn't growing at all anymore. He's a full-grown adult.
And then I think it was Audrey that asked, how does the vet give him a checkup? So he gets his annual shots and his flea medicine and all the treatments that you need, laxatone and all that kind of stuff. And our animal keepers are keeping an eye on him and his behavior and his weight and his health. So she gets him regular shots just, through the fence. He's trained to come up, he likes people. So he'll just do that right there. Tracy, what can we do to help save them? That's a really good question.
Yeah, so recently, as of I think 2 years ago, through U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the eastern cougar has actually been declared extinct. Because it's declared extinct, that means only the population in Florida has any real protections. So what we kind of have to do as a science community is just be aware. And what might naturally happen is the western cougars might move into the Midwest and then throughout the Southeast. And if those populations begin breeding, we need to document that. And if you have a game camera, if you have property, if you can get pictures of those animals with young, then the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service has to say they've been reintroduced in those areas naturally, and they have to provide laws to protect them. So a lot of it is being vigilant and being aware. One of the big things that you can do is if you visit Florida, think of Florida as that haven for those individuals, and slow down when you're going on those roads at night, especially in areas that are around the Everglades where they're really, really prevalent. Big cypress, yeah, Mayaca River.
Yeah, and anywhere you are and you're driving, people under 55, you have a better reaction time and you can stop for wild animals. It doesn't even have to be a cougar. But once we start going over that 55, it just becomes really impossible to stop for an animal. So we just want you guys to start typing in your suggestions for next installment of Fooventures. So if you want to tell us the next animal you would like to see, we have a few more questions. Stephanie wants to know how many teeth do they have. I just read about it, but I don't remember the statistics about it. They do have the most teeth of the cats. I did read that, but they have molars in the back that others don't have. I'm getting that right.
More than us.
Yeah.
So they have incisors.
Oh, hello! Here he comes. He wants to come up and see you again. Say thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
See, he went straight to hi.
Hi, guys.
Maisie. Hi, Maisie. Does Shanti get sick?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like us, we all do.
Yeah.
So do our animals.
And he has special antibiotics he can go on. He has vitamins that he's given to protect from sickness as well. So he's kind of cared for the same way that you would care for your cat or your dog. Gets regular vet care, and then he also gets, treats and extra vitamins to boost his immune system.
Yeah. And if you ever come in and, well, this is not related to this. I was going to the bathroom there. All right. Can't see that on camera. Can you do that, Eric? Requests?
Flying chipmunk. No,
Do
thank
the
you.
Flying chipmunk.
No.
I don't know that.
Yeah, so you can do interactions with him. So you can jump through the front, skip, walk slowly, crab walk. Those are all things he might be like, what's this crazy person doing? That's not what normal people do. And that might get his curiosity up to come. I think he's pretty much resigned to going to take a nap
all
right
you
now.
little kids out there right now, I want you to stop what you're doing, and I want you to try this activity. We're see if you can jump as far as a cougar. Okay?
Oh, yeah, this is good.
So what I want you to do is I want you to stand still. Don't move. No running, jumping. From a standstill, I want you to leap as far horizontally as you can. Mr. Eric is going to demonstrate.
I'm going to try.
Okay. We give them a second. Are you guys ready? Are you doing it? Okay. You can take pictures and send it to us and link it of your kid jumping. That'd be awesome. Jumping like a cougar. All right. 30 teeth. 16 top, 14 lower jaw. Eric.
Solid.
How does he make as a cougar, do you think? No. So how far did you think you jumped?
Maybe 5 feet.
All right. So Eric just jumped about 5 feet. Cougar can jump 20 feet. Mental math. How farther can a cougar jump than Eric? Anybody went to the mental math out there?
6.
I'm gonna go with 5. It looks better with our numbers. For a cougar. So remember, a cougar can leap 20 feet from a standstill. And you know what they do, because you probably did too. You probably got your knees bent, right? Did you do a little wiggle? Did you get your arms going? All right. You've seen the cat move. They get down. They do the butt wiggle. They get their legs underneath them. They're gonna get ready to pounce. You probably did it too, right? You're gonna leap. So a cougar, if he comes after you, if you're being chased by a cougar, don't run. Give it up. Because they can go 20 feet in one leap. All right. But you don't worry because they're not in Georgia right now. Yeah. Except for at Oatland. Right here, right now. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us today for our second live streaming of Fooventures here at the Cougar exhibit. Shanti, our cougar. Your questions have been fantastic. We hope you're having a educational experience at home. guess what? Today is the first day of
Spring.
and you just sprung like a cougar. So please go out and play. Go check out the flowers are blooming, the cherry trees are blooming, the azaleas are blooming.
The bees are out.
The bees are buzzing. It's a beautiful day. So even if you don't go out into a public space, just get out and go for a walk, get out in nature, go for a bike ride. Stay away from people 6 feet. But thank you for joining us.